Hello Scorpio, welcome to my channel. This is going to be your July 2025 reading for Sun, Moon and Rising. We are going to get a theme for the month for you, and we're going to look at what's working for you, potential challenge, likely outcome, and a message from Spirit. But first, I've got the Moonology deck over here, and we're going to look at what theme you're exploring this month. What do you need to know? How's the month going to unfold? Okay. Oh, your commitment is being tested. First quarter moon. Okay. So you are really being asked to step up and lead. Okay. You are committed, but the universe is testing you, and it could be representative in the people around you or positions around you, the workplace, right? Your commitment is being tested, and this is a good thing. This is to ensure that you know that your direction that you're going in is absolutely where you want to put all your eggs into, like in a basket. So ultimately, even though it feels like other people may be testing you this month, this is a good a task, right? It's a good practice for you to ensure for yourself that you have really fully invested and investigated and looked into where your energies are working towards, where that direction is, what is, it's not necessarily what the end goal is, but where is the motivation, what is it that you are fully committed to, all those big questions. That's what you are working with this month of July. Okay, so let's see what the tarot says. This is my deck here, the telepathic tarot. It'll be on sale next month. Well, this month actually, because this is your July reading, but I'm recording it in June. So give it a couple of weeks and it'll be on my website if you're interested. Ace of Pentacles wanted to jump out there. So I'm going to lay the cards all down and then clarify before I show you. Your current energy is a King of Cups, which your desires at the Fool card. What's working in your favor is the Six of Cups. Challenge is the Knight of Pentacles, and the outcome is the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so put your money where your mouth is the energy I'm getting. That might be the testing factor. Say, for example, you've got an idea, an initiative that you want to bring into the equation. When I say put your money where your mouth is, it doesn't necessarily mean to say that you have to have a big spend. It could also mean you need to save in order to fully commit to something. So for some of you, you might be thinking about a big purchase. You certainly are thinking about a big new cycle, a brand new cycle in your life. But it's like that at the stage, you know what, it's always the same. Every time we have an idea that we want to do, right? And we put our efforts into it and we say, yes, I want this into my reality. I want this experience. I want X, Y, and Z, right? And then we do that. And then some time passes and it's almost as if the universe kind of throws us a curveball to basically check with you. Scorpio, are you sure you want this? What if it looked a bit bleaker than you thought, right? Do you still want it? And that's a test that we always get from the universe. It's ultimately a test for ourselves to see what is worth the risk, right? So one could see it as, tiring, exhausting, like, give me a break already. I've been doing all this effort. And another perspective could be like, all right, bring it on. Okay, I'm up for the challenge. Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. So it'll be interesting to see how that pans out for you personally, Scorpio. And your reaction to it is the thing that's going to shape the direction forward. Do you see it as positive or do you see it as negative? Okay, let me quickly clarify. King of Cups with the Two of Pentacles, the Fool card with the Ten of Swords, Six of Cups with the Hierophant, High Priestess, Knight of Pentacles with the Hierophant. Interesting. Wow. So we got like a spiritual couple, like it's the highest kind of masculine, feminine, divine balance, which is interesting because one's in the positive, one's in the not negative and the challenging. Four of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. Yes. Nice. Okay, Scorpio, it's looking good. but not without some challenges. Okay, so just be fully amped for that this month. Just kind of go, okay, cool, let's do this. Right. King of Cups, we've got King of Cups clarified by the Two of Pentacles. So you really are working with the heart space, okay? You are enabling yourself to kind of just in a way stomach some emotions that may be feeling a little bit like it's in turmoil, because you are kind of multitasking at the moment and you're juggling you're spinning many plates, juggling. It's a bit of a juggling act. If we look at all this water over here by the King of Cups there, okay, he's in a bit of a storm. He's in a sinking ship, but he is calm and collected because he knows that the mermaid, which isn't like a real mermaid, it's just part of a ship, is pointing him in this direction. So he's like, I'm going to trust him now. I'm going to trust in my heart. I don't care what the outside looks like, but I need to focus on my internal body. But all that choppy water, and then you've got the choppy water in the background here of the Two of Pentacles, right? And the ship's going, whoa, whoa, whoa. So starting off the month, super positive, but let's not deny that it's choppy water. Let's not deny that it's turmoil, that things are kind of ever shifting, ever changing. You start really strong. It is your energy. King of Cups, Scorpio, that's you, right? You are governed by the Death card, the transformation, and you are in that predicament. You're feeling very kind of calm in the storm. You are the eye of the storm, right? Regardless of whatever's going on. So even though you start the month off actually pretty busy, I would say, a lot of things to do, a lot of, I would say, bills as well, like paying out to do beginning of the month. Part of you could go, oh, can I handle this? But really, you're kind of going, yeah, okay, that's just part of that. That will all clear itself out. That's fine. I'm going to stay balanced. I'm going to follow my heart because this is where I'm committed. Your desire is a Fool card, which is a brand new cycle in your life, okay? But it's clarified by the Ten of Swords. So you want that brand new beginning. But that brand new beginning doesn't come in unless something ends, okay? Now, the Fool card overrides the Sword energy because the Fool is a major arcana. This means that you're birthing something new into your reality, okay? Ten of Swords represents basically Sword energy, mental body, right? A belief system that you recognize now is dead, done, over with. So you want something new to come into your life, but you need to make sure that you're okay with closing off something that's really just never going to work. Now, that could be a project that you initiated. That could be a relationship. That could be a home situation that you're in, okay? Whichever way that resonates for you. This is actually a blessing in disguise. That has to kind of complete its circle, finish. The mind, you've got to let it go. And that's the only way you can bring in the full energy, that novice energy, that excitement energy, because you can't embrace that kind of curiosity and childlike innocence and enthusiasm unless you say, you know what, I'm done with that mindset. That's not working for me. Now, Sword energy could also talk about kind of technology, right? So maybe what you're dealing with is an element of technology or communication. I have to say that. But ultimately, it's thought. Things that swift in, but they can get stuck and stagnant in the mind. Let it go, because that's the only way that the full energy is going to come in. What's working in your favor is the Six of Cups, clarified by the High Priestess. So you are working with a little bit of that full energy already, and that's what's really serving you. The Six of Cups talks about kind of being playful. I've depicted these in my paintings, as juvenile dolphins who are full of joy, full of innocence, and full of fun, right? Sometimes it can have a nostalgic quality to it because it's very childlike. So it reminds us of being kind of enthusiastic, like we were when we were kids. So for some of you, you could be surrounded by a lot of kids, you could be feeling quite nostalgic or reconnecting with other people from the past. But ultimately, I'm feeling for you, Scorpio, you working with the water energy. You're working with the kind of fluidity of like fun. Whereas you think about a child, they'll start a game, right? And they could do this game all day long and never get bored. Or they could do it for 5 minutes, put their all into it, and then they've taken as far as they can go, and they're on to the next one, right? It's as long as their attention is, there's a word for that, engaged, right? So that's what you're doing. You're working with that fun energy. And the High Priestess is basically beautiful energy, because the High Priestess is basically saying, this is where your intuition lies. In order to embrace a new beginning, which is what you want with the Fool card, you have now the power to kind of shape that new beginning with the energy behind the motivation and the intention in creating it. Meaning, you can frame it with the energy of excitement and enthusiasm, or you can shape it with seriousness. You know, whichever way you shape it will kind of create a film around it for the universe to understand how to kind of shape that into your reality. I hope I'm making sense here. So really what Spirit is saying with these with the spread is that working with that fun energy, that quality of youthfulness, of new beginnings, right, is actually part connected to your intuition, right? Following that. And when you follow your excitement like that, that's going to shape the energy of this reality that you want to bring in, you know? So work with the energy that you want to have with the goal that you have in mind, and then that will kind of bridge together. Now, the challenge is basically the boring stuff, because when we're having so much fun, right? And of course your commitment is being tested, but it's like, oh, now I have to do the boring stuff. And the boring stuff is the Knight of Pentacles with a Hierophant, okay? It's crossing the T's, dotting the I's, right? Things taking a little bit longer than you hoped. Knight of Pentacles is pragmatic, practical, kind of day-to-day stuff that still needs to be addressed, step-by-step energy. And the Hierophant talks about following the rules, right? It's about kind of following the authority, checking off your, tick list. It's everything to do with bureaucracy, right? Institutionalism. But we do have that High Priestess and the Hierophant, which do create a royal court couple. So you're working more so, I would say, this month with the divine feminine energy and the divine masculine. Now, the feminine kind of receives, right? She works with the heart, and she works with unconditional love, but she's the receiver, right? The Hierophant, the masculine energy, is the doer, right? So it's good and well to kind of be in the receiving end and kind of work with that energy and then perpetuate it out and breathe it back into your life. But the Hierophant is with the masculine energy, it's also connecting to the divine, right? Because it's a Hierophant. It's like typically the Pope, right? It's a person between, godlies and, here on earth, traditionally speaking, let's just put it that way, that mediator, right? But that's also with masculine energy, it's a doing, the action, what needs to take place. Knight of Pentacles is action orientated. Pentacles is working with our density, our materialistic energy, right? So the whole challenge is basically there's a few more things that you need to do, and it may be a little bit long-winded. It may be that you have to kind of go around the houses to get there. Complexities, even if it's a legal complexity or paperwork, that sort of stuff. It's just it's like a headache. That's the only challenge that's happening for you this month, but it also forms part of the challenge, right? And that's where your commitment is being tested, saying, yes, okay, fine, Scorpio, you want this, cool, we'll bring it to you. But are you willing to do the boring stuff? Are you willing to put your money where your mouth is, right? And the reason I've said that a couple of times, because we've got the Four of Pentacles with the Ace of Cups. Now, it's fantastic and it's fun to kind of daydream and to create your new reality. But when you have to provide a sense of security or materialistic exchange for it that you value, it tests you how much you value. So are you prepared to offer high things that you value in order to meet this new beginning, right? And it depends on you what you value and how you value it, right? But it'll be personal to you. Are you prepared to do that in order to receive this? And it's just showing up as a Four of Pentacles. The Ace of Cups is obviously that new beginning that you want, right? Ace of Cups and the Fool, same energy, just the Fool is stronger, okay? So in order to bring this new beginning, this new emotional wave, you know, the heart space, which you started off so well with and still working with throughout the month, okay, are you able to do one of two things? Four of Pentacles basically says, hold back, don't spend much, right? Or don't give too much away. Keep your cards close to your chest. Even though you're excited and you want to bring this into action, because there is some paperwork that needs to be done, or the boring stuff that needs to be done, that also may require payment, it's best to kind of tuck in the belt in order to do so. The other aspect it could be read as of, if you really want to bring it in, can you afford to do it? And when I say afford, exchange it with the things that you value high. So it's depicted as a pentacle, which is anything in our material world, which is like our dense world, so property, assets, money, crypto, you know, whatever your value is, but in a kind of a real sense. So it's going to cost you. Let's just put it this way. You are certainly bringing it in. The challenge really is the kind of boring work and the jumping through hoops to bring this into reality. You can certainly do it, but it's only because it's testing, like, are you fully committed? And then it will require some sort of payment, some sort of energetic exchange, okay? But the energetic exchange for you that you value may be more dense in nature, which would perhaps be financial, okay? Or something with that equivalent of value. So it's available for you. And I really love this energy because I feel very kind of like buoyant in this energy. So it's available for you. A bit boring and a bit too serious to kind of do the things that need to be done, right? And to maybe be a little bit kind of cautious with finances. So that's boring compared to the fun of everything else. But it will provide, right? It will provide. It's available to you. For the Fool card and the Ace of Cups even show up is super positive. So we're going to end this reading with a message from Spirit. What does Scorpio need to know for July? For this direction forward. It's this endeavor. Okay. You need to hear this, Scorpio. You need to hear this. You're covered. Right? Yeah, sure. Your commitment is being tested. Sure, you may have to pay out or be a little bit more careful with the things that you value or exchange it, but your personal protection, your personal sense of security is there. Why? Because you've got the protection card. Call back your power. Cut the cords. Soul retrieval. Okay. So you do have protection. You are protected. But it's also important to protect yourself, right? So if anything out there is really pulling from you, draining your energy negatively, draining your bank balance, right? Call back your power and hold it where it is within yourself. And these will enable you to shape this new cycle that you want to bring into your life with clarity and with boundaries, essentially, okay? It's also kind of reminding me of this Fool card with the Ten of Swords, that Ten of Swords could sometimes be a little painful. Sometimes we get so used to a particular experience in our life or mindset that it becomes like a best friend, right? Something that we can rely on, becomes very familiar. But it seems to me that it's not really serving you. It's over. So in order to really bring this new reality in with yourself, you need to make sure that things are ended so that you can bring in this new beginning, right? You have to close that door before you can open the new one. And part of that means that you are protected, but that it's really important that you're protecting yourself, okay? Boundaries is really, really important. And that's part of how your commitment is being tested. So that's what I have for you, Scorpio. I really hope it helped. It's a fabulous month, really, a very kind of transformative month. Love to hear how it's actually affecting you in your personal life. But it seems very exciting, very, very exciting, and a bit testing. But you've got this, all right? So that's what I have for you. I hope it helped. And I will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.